Alright, so here's the deal. In Ghost of Yotei, you've got this mysterious altar of reflections where Atsu can attune to all kinds of powerful skills. Sounds awesome, right? Well, here's the catch. There's no respec. That means once you pick a skill, it's locked in for good. No takebacks, no do-overs. So yeah, you'll want to think carefully before spending those hard-earned points, because the wrong choice can leave you stuck with something totally useless, while the Yōtei 6 are out there plotting your downfall. But don't worry, that's exactly what we're here for. In this video, we're breaking down the best skills to get early in Ghost of Yotei. The ones that'll turn Atsu from a wandering swordsman into a full-on powerhouse. Whether you want faster strikes, better defense, or a bit of that mystical edge, we've tested it all so you don't have to. Let's dive in and make sure you build the ultimate warrior who can finally stand up to the Yōtei 6 and bring peace back to Ezo. I'm quickly moving on to the video. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching. One of the first abilities you absolutely need to grab in Ghost of Yotei is Perfect Parry. This skill completely changes how combat feels. Instead of just blocking and waiting for an opening, you start reading your enemies, waiting for that perfect moment to strike back. When you parry an attack right before it hits, time slows down, giving you a beautiful window to unleash a powerful counterattack. It feels smooth, satisfying, and it makes every fight look like a well-choreographed duel. The best part is that this counterattack cannot be countered by enemies. Once you land it, it is guaranteed damage, and it earns you a decent amount of spirit too. It is the kind of move that rewards good timing and awareness. When you pull it off, you feel like an absolute master swordsman. Not just blocking attacks, but turning your opponent's aggression against them. If you have the reflexes for it, Perfect Parry makes every battle 10 times more fun. You start anticipating attack patterns, stringing together parries one after another, and before you know it, you are dismantling entire groups of enemies with pure precision. It is not just a useful ability, it is a statement. Perfect Parry says, "I am not just surviving, I am styling on my enemies." Another must-have early skill in Ghost of Yotei is the roll. It might sound simple, but it is one of those abilities that constantly saves your life. With the roll, Atsu can quickly dive out of danger, covering more ground than the regular dodge ever could. Whether you are surrounded by enemies or caught off guard by a heavy swing, a quick roll instantly creates space to reset and plan your next move. It is one of those defensive tools that feels so natural once you get used to it that you will wonder how you ever played without it. What makes the roll even more important is its ability to evade those deadly red glint attacks. These are the big, slow, but extremely dangerous strikes from brute-type enemies that cannot be blocked or parried. Trying to stand your ground against them will just get you flattened, but with roll, you can slip right out of the way at the last moment. It rewards timing and awareness, letting you dance around your enemies while they swing at nothing but air. And here's the fun part. The roll also puts out fire. If Atsu gets hit by a flaming arrow or sword, you can literally stop, drop, and roll to extinguish the flames. It is both realistic and incredibly satisfying to use in the heat of battle. So, whether you are dodging unblockable attacks or saving yourself from burning alive, roll is one of those early investments that pays off immediately. Once you have unlocked the roll, the next skill you should grab is Perfect Dodge. This one feels amazing once you get the timing down. Instead of just rolling away to escape danger, Perfect Dodge lets you turn a defensive move into a deadly counter. By pressing the circle button right before an enemy's attack lands, time slows down for a moment, giving you a perfect window to strike back with either a quick or heavy counterattack. It is one of those mechanics that makes every battle feel cinematic, like something straight out of an action movie. Perfect Dodge works a lot like Perfect Parry, but it is a bit safer. You are not standing your ground waiting for a hit. You are dodging through danger and punishing your enemy right after. This means you can use it against almost any attack, even those from enemies with red glints that you normally cannot block or parry. It gives you the flexibility to stay aggressive without constantly worrying about getting hit. Once you get used to chaining perfect dodges, combat becomes this smooth, flowing dance of motion. You will be weaving between attacks, slowing time, striking back, and keeping enemies on their heels. It is flashy, effective, and incredibly satisfying. If you prefer a more evasive, agile fighting style, Perfect Dodge will quickly become your go-to skill. And honestly, it is hard to go back once you experience how good it feels. One of the most powerful survival tools you can unlock early on in Ghost of Yotei is Onryo's Will. This ability quite literally gives you a second chance at life. When Atsu goes down in battle, you can tap into her inner rage to revive yourself on the spot by pressing the down button on the D-pad. It costs 3 spirit points, but in return, you get to stand back up and keep fighting instead of watching your run end right there. It is the kind of skill that turns defeat into a comeback moment. The combat in Ghost of Yotei is no joke. It is fast, unforgiving, and brutal. Atsu can fall in just a few hits, especially in the early game when your defense and healing options are limited. That is why Onryo's Will feels so crucial. It is not something you will want to rely on constantly, but when you are caught off guard or make a small mistake, it can save you from losing a long, hard-fought battle. It is like your last line of defense when everything else has failed. Of course, that 3 spirit cost means you have to use it wisely. Sometimes it is better to save your spirit for healing, but in those high-stakes duels, especially against other katana wielders, having Onryo's Will in your back pocket can make all the difference. It is that dramatic, not today moment that keeps the fight going and gives you one more shot at victory. And honestly, nothing feels more satisfying than coming back from the brink of death to finish your opponent in true samurai fashion. Killer's Instinct is one of those early stealth skills that instantly makes your life easier in Ghost of Yotei. It is the first assassination-focused perk you can unlock, and it helps you plan your kills with confidence. When you hover over an enemy ready to perform a stealth takedown, you will see a glowing aura around them. This little detail tells you everything you need to know before you strike, whether it is safe or not to take that enemy out quietly. If the aura starts flashing red, that is your warning sign. It means someone else is watching that enemy, and if you go for the kill, you will instantly alert nearby foes. Without this skill, it is easy to make that mistake and turn a perfect stealth run into a chaotic fight in seconds. But with Killer's Instinct, you can read the situation clearly, making your assassinations cleaner, safer, and far more satisfying. What makes this ability so great is how much smoother it makes stealth gameplay feel overall. Instead of guessing or constantly worrying about being seen, you can focus on moving through the shadows with precision and confidence. It is perfect for players who prefer a silent, calculated approach to combat. And honestly, nothing beats the feeling of wiping out an entire camp without ever being noticed, all thanks to a little foresight from Killer's Instinct. Chain assassination is where stealth in Ghost of Yotei really starts to feel powerful. Once you have unlocked Killer's Instinct, this is the next natural step, and it is absolutely worth it. With this skill, Atsu can silently take down 2 enemies standing close together in one fluid motion. It feels clean, quick, and incredibly satisfying. You simply perform your first assassination, then use the right stick to switch targets and immediately strike again before anyone realizes what happened. This ability shines in those classic stealth moments where 2 guards are chatting side by side. Normally, you would have to separate them with a distraction, maybe by tossing a sake bottle to lure one away. But with chain assassination, you can skip all that and just eliminate them both instantly. No alarms, no commotion, just 2 bodies hitting the ground in perfect sync. It makes clearing enemy camps and forts so much smoother and faster. What really makes chain assassination stand out is how it rewards patience and timing. You still need to approach unseen and line up your attacks carefully, but once you get close, the execution is flawless. It is the perfect blend of strategy and style, giving you that true stealth assassin fantasy. If you love sneaking through the shadows and taking out enemies without ever being detected, chain assassination will quickly become one of your favorite tools in Atsu's arsenal. Brute assassination is the ultimate upgrade for players who want to stay completely undetected throughout their missions in Ghost of Yotei. Up until this point, those massive brute enemies have probably been your biggest stealth headache. They are huge, they are alert, and worst of all, you could not take them down silently. At least, not until now. With this perk unlocked, Atsu can finally assassinate brutes just like any regular enemy, turning what used to be a dangerous obstacle into another opportunity for a clean kill. These brutes are no joke. Their size alone makes them hard to sneak around, and their strength means that fighting them head-on is always risky. Before unlocking this perk, you would usually have to leave them for last or break your stealth run entirely just to deal with them. But with brute assassination, that problem disappears. Now, you can slip up behind even the biggest enemies and finish them quietly, keeping your infiltration perfectly intact. What makes this skill so satisfying is how it completes the stealth toolkit. Once you have it, no enemy type is safe, and every camp, fortress, or patrol can be cleared without ever drawing a blade in open combat. It is the perfect perk for players who love the thrill of staying unseen, moving like a ghost through enemy lines, and taking out everyone in your path without a sound. Brute Assassination makes you feel unstoppable, the true silent predator of Yōtei. Heavenly Slash is one of those skills that makes you feel like a true samurai warrior the moment you use it. It is a fast, powerful, and completely unblockable katana strike that cuts straight through your enemy's defenses. By pressing circle and triangle together, Atsu unleashes a fierce forward dash that not only interrupts attacks, but also deals extra damage to staggered foes. It costs 1 spirit to use, but once you see the impact, you will know it is worth every bit of it. What makes Heavenly Slash so satisfying is how aggressive it feels. Instead of waiting for the right moment to heal or defend, you turn the tide by going on the offensive. It embodies that the best defense is a strong offense philosophy perfectly. When enemies try to push you back, a quick Heavenly Slash completely breaks their rhythm, leaving them wide open for follow-up attacks. It is fast, flashy, and incredibly effective in tight battles. The real beauty of this move is how it fits into the flow of combat. You can use it to punish staggered enemies, interrupt tough opponents, or finish off a group that is starting to surround you. It keeps the pressure on and helps you stay in control of the fight. Once you master the timing and pacing of Heavenly Slash, you will find yourself using it constantly, because nothing feels better than cutting through your enemies with unstoppable precision. Concentration is the skill that turns the bow from a backup weapon into a deadly precision tool in Ghost of Yotei. Once you unlock it, every shot starts to feel effortless. When you aim your bow, time slows down, giving you that cinematic moment to line up the perfect headshot. It is especially useful when enemies are charging at you or weaving unpredictably. Instead of panicking, you just breathe, aim, and release. The beauty of this ability is how it rewards patience and accuracy. A clean headshot will instantly drop any unarmored enemy, and with concentration active, landing those shots becomes second nature. It gives you just enough breathing room to react, adjust, and make every arrow count. Even though brutes might shrug off a single shot, everyone else will fall before they can even reach you. Concentration also adds a great sense of control and style to ranged combat. You can open an encounter by picking off a guard from a distance, or use it mid-fight to stop a rushing enemy dead in their tracks. It makes the bow feel powerful, reliable, and fun to use, not just a situational tool. If you like playing smart and striking before your enemies even know what hit them, concentration is the perfect skill to master early on. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.